Hey there, is this Renee, the woman engaged to a man named Frank?
Who is this?
I bet that right now you're starting to get concerned that your groom hasn't shown up for your wedding yet, am I right? You don't need to answer, I'm totally right.
If you don't tell me who you are, I'm just going to block your number. So you have about 10 seconds to do that before I just dismiss you as some troll.
Someone's grumpy. I'm Millie. I'm a 19-year-old college student, and today I'm going to become the luckiest girl in the world when I get married to Frank.
What? What do you mean? Is this a prank?
Oh, I know what you're thinking, but I'm the one who's marrying Frank today. But too bad for you. Frank and I have been seeing each other for 6 months now. And today, we're finally going to get married. We're having a private ceremony for just the two of us where we'll pledge our endless love for one another. In other words, he's not going to come to your ceremony, so don't bother waiting for him. Now, I bet you're just about to start crying bitter tears of anger, jealousy, and sadness over this, so I recommend you go ahead and tell all your guests to go home before things start getting really ugly.
Millie? Are you the Millie who started working part-time at our company this year?
Yep, that's me.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me know the situation.
What's with that reaction?
Were you expecting something else?
Oh, I think I get it. You knew this was coming, didn't you? You had already resigned to the fact that Frank would end up leaving you eventually anyway, huh? That's probably for the best. You're nowhere near good enough for him. After all, you're a 41-year-old woman who's never been married. You have to know that no man would ever really want you. Aw, it's gonna be really hard for you to find a husband at your age, huh? I almost feel bad for you. Almost, but not quite. Sorry I'm such a bad girl and took your fiancé from you, but really, think about it. I think I speak for everyone in the world when I say this, but who the hell would want to go to some old hag's wedding? Gross! I bet your fat rolls are pouring out of your white dress. And at your age, there is no way you would ever be able to have kids. I could go on, but I think I've said enough for now. It's clear that Frank will be way happier with a 19-year-old college girl like me than a dried-up old hag like you. I'm 19, you're 41. The choice is clear. It's like, what would you rather have? A fresh-baked loaf of bread or one that's been getting moldy beneath the fridge for 41 years? Oh, and in this analogy, you're the moldy bread.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to me, or are you finished?
What's the matter? Are you starting to tear up now?
I have some business to attend to, and I was just about to step outside. Thanks to you, that business just increased tenfold, so if it's all right with you, we can go ahead and end this conversation here, and I'll go on about my day.
What are you talking about? Oh, I see. Now you've got to go tell everyone waiting for you in the chapel that your fiancé left you standing at the altar because you're a dried-up old granny.
No, that's not it.
Oh, you mean no one was actually in the chapel anyway? It's like I said, who would want to see your cellulite-ridden carcass wearing a strapless dress? They'd lose their lunch for sure. Okay, well, I'll let you go and drink your sorrows away. Have a good time. As for me, I'm gonna go and exchange wedding vows with my hubby-to-be, Frank. Wedded bliss, here I come. So long, Granny. Don't forget to take your Alzheimer's meds today. How goes the wine binge, you lonely old hag?
I have a name, and it's Renee. Use it. If you're 19, then you're old enough to know what is and is not an acceptable way to speak to someone. Frank's mother, your future mother-in-law, will no doubt be on your case constantly about how you speak around her. And if you're really intent on marrying him, I think you'd better prepare yourself mentally right now for what you're about to get yourself into.
You're unreal. What are you doing here, trying to prove to me that you know Frank better than me? That you love him more than me? Well, I'm really sorry to break this to you. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. But I have a very, very important announcement to make. Would you like to hear it? Would you?
I'm very busy, so make it quick.
Just a few minutes ago, Frank and I were officially joined in the bonds of holy matrimony. We're married!
Wow. Already?
Yeah, already. Do you see now? That's how much Frank and I are in love with each other. Being married at 19 is the best. None of my friends are married. They're all gonna be super jealous when I tell them. Plus, that's definitely gonna put me ahead socially with the other girls on campus. I could just be like, step aside, girlfriend, I've got a husband.
I can only hope that it goes that well for you.
Please, keep it coming, keep it coming. I want to take in all of your bitter jealousy. Oh, and guess what else? I'm gonna move into Frank's awesome high-rise condo tonight.
Ah, I see. So that's what you were after. Frank's 38, just 3 years apart from me, but we're both more than twice your age. I was curious what on earth you would possibly see in him, but everything makes sense now.
Like I said, Granny, just keep it coming. I can taste the bitterness in each and every one of your texts.
I think you ought to know, however, that the condo Frank lives in actually belongs to your father-in-law.
Oh, really? Huh, that's weird. But whatever. I don't care whose name is on the title as long as I get to enjoy my lovey-dovey time with my new hubby, Frank.
Wow. You're something else, Millie. Not many people would willingly march straight into the gates of hell like you're doing right now. I commend your bravery.
Huh? What do you mean, the gates of hell?
But hey, if you're happy with that, then more power to you.
Hold on, what are you talking about? You're kind of freaking me out now.
Best of luck in your married life. You'll need it.
Boy, that was a whole lot of nothing. What were you acting so weird for anyway? His condo was totally normal. Frank and I had a wonderful first night as man and wife. I guess you were just trying to scare me or something. What a loser. You are so super jealous that I get Frank and you get to die alone. Now I know that I was concerned about nothing, so you can't bother me anymore. So seriously, can you grow up and move on? I know you're probably never gonna completely get over it, but I don't want you to be constantly trying to interfere with our marriage, got it? You're gonna have to face facts eventually, so you might as well do it now. You are never gonna have Frank. It is never going to happen. You read me? Never. Never. It is over. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do a little more smooching with Frankie now. Toodles! Oh my god, being a bride at 19 is the best thing I've ever done. Like, bar none. I just announced on Instagram that I got married and started my life in a high-rise condo, and I am getting swarmed with likes. My phone is totally blowing up with notifications. All the other girls are super jealous of me. You should look up my Instagram account. Do you want me to tell you my username? I've got a ton of adorable pictures of me in my wedding dress. I look fantastic. It'll show you what you could have had if you were young and beautiful like me, and not old and dried up like you. Renee, what is going on here?
I have no idea. You tell me.
Frank's parents just got here. Frank's mom came right up to him and gave him a huge kiss on the cheek and called him her little Frankie Poo. I thought that was gross, but then Frank called his mom Mommy. He actually called her Mommy.
Oh.
And then it gets worse. Frank said that his parents are gonna live together with us starting today. But that's not even all. Frank and his mom are gonna sleep together in the bedroom, and I'm gonna have to sleep on the living room couch. I've heard of mama's boys, but what the hell? Frank is 38.
Let me guess. Frank's dad just looks at the two of them being an absolute gross fest, shakes his head, laughs, and pretends it's just some cute mother-son affection, right?
Yes, that's exactly what he's doing. And why didn't he tell me anything about his parents living with us?
Well, if you don't like the situation, you could always divorce him.
Don't be stupid. I can't divorce him. I just announced to my Instagram followers that I got married yesterday. I'm not going to be a divorced woman at 19.
You don't want to spend your youthful years getting nauseous at the sight of that giant mama's boy living out an Oedipus complex, do you?
But if I get divorced, my social value as a woman is going to plummet.
Well, you know your options. The choice is up to you. And don't say I didn't warn you. I told you that you were marching straight towards the gates of hell, didn't I?
Well,
I told you that the condo Frank lives in is actually your father-in-law's. His parents run a pretty big real estate company, and thanks to them, Frank is able to live in condos and apartments that would ordinarily be way, way too far above his means.
you knew about that?
And it was precisely the mother-son relationship that's making you sick to your stomach right now that got me to break off our engagement 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what? You broke off your engagement 2 weeks ago?
Yep, 2 weeks ago. We both joined our company at roughly the same time around 20 years ago. So we worked together on a lot of projects, and eventually he asked me out on a date. His work was pretty good, and he seemed like a trustworthy guy, so I agreed, and we started dating. But then one faithful day, I was unfortunate enough to witness exactly how close his relationship with his mother was when I walked into the condo unexpectedly, and, well, after that I just could never look at him the same way again.
Wow.
When I very honestly told him and his mother exactly how I felt about their relationship and why I was breaking off the engagement, his mother lost it. She told me that she had chosen me, an older woman, to care for him just like she always did. And she chose you, Millie, to fulfill his desires since you were younger and prettier than me. The last thing she ever said to me was, "Fine, I knew you would never be enough to give him what he really needs, me. And if you're not going to look after him for me, then I'll just have to take care of Frank myself." Oh, and by the way, it was that little slip-up by her that made me aware of your relationship with Frank, so you have his mother to thank for that, too.
Oh no.
And that was my first reason for breaking off the engagement, his disgusting relationship with his mother.
So, wait, what happened to your wedding yesterday?
What wedding? We canceled it a long time ago, obviously.
But didn't you say that you had a lot more work to do because of me? I thought you meant that you had a lot of work to do to cancel the wedding. You know, call the venue, the caterer, the band, all that stuff.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I was just so appalled that my ex-fiance's mistress would so brazenly announce herself to me like you did that I decided to move up the timeline of the punishment I was planning for you. I had to get a last-minute appointment with my lawyer. I was lucky he was free that morning.
What do you need a lawyer for?
Which brings me to the second reason I broke off the engagement. As I told you a short while ago, I was aware that you had some sort of relationship with my ex-fiancé for some time before you texted me to rub your marriage to Frank in my face. What I didn't know was that your relationship had been going on for as much as 6 months, and that it was going on behind my back while we were engaged. In other words, that you were actually having an affair.
Yeah, well, so what?
I had been trying to get some hard evidence of exactly how long your relationship had been going on and how far you had gone because I couldn't move forward without it. But thanks to you, I now have all the evidence I could have ever hoped for. I'm going to sue the two of you for your affair.
You can't sue me. You weren't even married yet. That's not an affair.
Actually, as being engaged is, in legal terms, a contract, you could say that it's a form of tortious interference, but yes, I can sue you. My lawyer hasn't calculated the final amount yet, but you should prepare yourself to be hit for something in the realm of the low 5-digit range.
What? You can't do this to me!
You have only yourself to blame for getting involved with an engaged man. I think the paperwork should be ready within the next few days, so you'll be hearing from my lawyer shortly. I do recommend you do exactly as he says. Fighting this will only make matters worse for you.
This can't be happening. I don't have that kind of money. I'm still in college.
Millie's parents had divorced and were both remarried to different people, and they had effectively cut Millie out of their lives. Ultimately, Frank's parents had to foot the bill for both my lawsuit against him and the one against Millie. With nowhere else to turn, Millie had no choice but to accept her new position in life living together in that condo with Frank and his parents. However, one day it seems that Frank's father finally had enough of being a third wheel for his wife and son and told his family that he wanted a divorce. And since the condo was in his name, his wife and son had no say in the matter, so he promptly kicked them all out onto the curb. At the same time, Frank, who was enjoying his life married to a woman half his age, made a massive mistake on a project that cost the company millions of dollars. This led to the discovery of years of malfeasance from him, so he was unceremoniously fired. So now we find Millie in the situation of dealing with her psychotic mother-in-law and newly unemployed husband, who is also 20 years her senior. Frank was facing criminal charges for his malfeasance at his old job, so his employment prospects were less than zero. His mother was far too busy waiting on him hand and foot to even think about getting a job herself. In the end, Millie had to drop out of college and get multiple part-time jobs in order to support the three of them.